Good morning, everyone. Hi, everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. It's Mary Jo Snyder from MJ Shady Inkers. I'm super excited for you to be here this morning. We are going to do a few things. It's welcome to my Tuesday tips and tricks with MJ. And we are going to use the timeless arrangements this week, as well as the amazing paper masterfully made 12 by 12 designer series paper, which currently is on sale 15% off during the designer series paper sale. So I'm going to try and zoom in a little. Sorry for the quick movements around there, just to get myself in line here. And we're going to get started. So I'm going to show you some tips and tricks with vellum that I just recently learned from the Stampin' Up! Creativity Now event. And we're going to use some blends, my punch, some of these dies that go this coordinating product bundle, which is Timeless Arrangement Stamp Set, and the dies, which are absolutely amazing. So let's get started. The first thing I want to do, and this is a paper I've chosen, this is my card base, and I'm going to grab a couple other pieces of cardstock to go with this designer series paper. You have hints of blueberry bushel in here, I want to say. Let's just run through the colors real quick. Azure Afternoon, Berry Burst, Crushed Curry, Fresh Freesia, Lemon Lime Twist, Lemon Lolly, Lost Lagoon, Melon Mambo, Night of Navy, Pretty Peacock, not the color I said earlier, Pumpkin Pie, and Sweet Sorbet. The Sweet Sorbet is that one color, very bright, pretty red tone from last year's 2022 to 2024 in colors. So, but I'm choosing Berry Burst, and this is Fresh Freesia in the foreground here. So I'm going to use, I believe, some of that color to enhance what I'm doing here for my project. So the first thing I want to do actually is set my cardstock aside and my designer series paper. And I want to come in with my Berry Burst blends, as well as my coordinating color. Let's do Lemon Lime Twist for the green. So I have my blends, and it's very interesting. I did not know I could do this. You need to find the side that actually has the bolder print on it. And I'm actually going to color on the opposite side. So you're going to take your blends. Let me cut this down a little bit because I don't need to use, this much paper. I'm going to cut this down to 3 by 6. So I have enough to run through my stamp cut and emboss machine and, to die cut from, or I'm sorry, to punch from. So I know I'm going to use one of these tags for my, one of these, because you can stamp on this as well. So we're going to do that, and then we'll run it through, but I have to make sure it dries. So again, I'm coloring on the reverse side, and you can tell because the dots, the polka dots, this is from the Vellum Basics 12 by 12 Specialty Designer Series paper, polka dot, stripes, and leaf images. So I'm using the polka dots to accent, and you can tell that the polka dots are brighter on one side, and that is the side that I believe I want to color on, or I want to color underneath. So I want to flip it. Okay, we're going to get this right. So I have enough where I just said I was going to do my Berry Burst first. So I'm going to use the dark Berry Burst. And this is going to be for my tag or my floral images. And I am going to come in with the brush tip on the side, and I'm going to color. Now this is going to cut out my tag. and floral images. So I want to make sure I have enough color on there for that to happen. And again, I'm using my dark. And then I'll come in with my dark Granny Apple Green. Is that what I want? No, I want Lemon Lime Twist. So I'll come in with my dark Lemon Lime Twist, brush tip, and I'm going to color. Look at those colors. It's so beautiful. Make sure you have something underneath because you know that your colors will bleed. So I used both of the darks. I'm going to put the light ones away because I don't need those right now. So with that, now remember, this is your blends, so it's alcohol based, so it will dry quicker than your typical, what am I trying to say? Because it's alcohol based, it's going to dry quicker than your regular ink, your water-based ink. There, got it out of my mouth. I want to come in and I want to stamp some flowers so that I can cut them out. Let's see. I like those. I think I could. Huh. I'm thinking. I'm trying not to hurt my brain at the moment. I think I actually just want to take one of these images. I'll use this one, and that will die cut this piece. So I'm going to need a little bit more color on there in the spots where I didn't get color, so that I have a complete space to die cut that out. Okay. That's better. Okay, so that'll work there. This is going to, I'm going to use this punch, which is the, I'm not sure what you call it. So I'm just going to go in here and I'm going to punch out 2 of those. So I have those. And you can see with the color that, and the polka dots, look how that shows through. Isn't that beautiful? Just adds a little color to your vellum. So you can make vellum any color you want by using your blends. You know how we all love that. I'm going to cut another one of these tiny ones out. We all love when they come out with the colored vellum to coordinate with different products. Well, now you have it right here. All right, I'm going to grab my mini stamp cut and emboss machine, and we'll cut out the rest of what I need, and then we'll make our card. All right, so we need our vellum. Put our punch aside. Hopefully you're, yeah, I'm doing okay. A lot of shadows. Sorry about that. It's early morning when I'm doing my recording. All right, so I like to use my number 3, even though that's not what it tells me to do in the instructions, and my number 2. And I'm going to lay this down, and I realize that I haven't stamped my sentiment, but I'm going to do that different. And I pulled out that die, and instead of putting it in my metal bowl, my magnetic bowl, and I want to make sure that I have the bold dots showing on the front, because that is how I want to cut my image, so that when I layer my sentiment on top or whatnot, I will be able to, you'll see the dots. Okay, get this out of the way. We've got our vellum cut. Isn't that pretty? So we've got that. And then we're gonna add a sentiment, but I think I'm gonna do it a little bit different. So we're gonna go, I have ideas in my head. I'm just hoping they come together. I like this. So I think, let's see. I think that would be good. I think I want to go bigger. so that I can use a couple of different words. All right, so we're going to cut this out in white. Yeah, all my little fun stuff there. Do I want to cut it out in white? Where's my paper? Yeah, I think that will give it some contrast. Or do I want to? I don't even see lemon lime twist in that color of paper. But that's okay. We're going to give it some pop. All right, let's die cut this, and we are going to again 3 and 2. When you use the gray base versus the number 1, when you use the number 3 on your stamp cut and emboss machine, your mini, it actually goes through smoother, and you don't have to like zigzag the layers, if that makes sense, or overlap the layers. Let's grab a piece of white. I think I'm going to stick with that. I'm going to die cut this first, and then I'll do my stamping. If I make a mistake, I will just get another piece and re-die cut. I should stamp first, but I'm getting ahead of the game. I love the stitching on these. As you can see, there's little tiny X's. Hopefully you can see that. The stitching is really unique. It's different because it's got that little X right there in the center of each side. I think that's really cool. Almost looks like a cross stitch. It is a cross stitch. I used to do cross stitching. I loved it. It was very relaxing. But I find a lot of crafting is relaxing. Kind of gives your mind, I don't know, just, yes, I'm liking this. I'm going to put this right on the top and put my sentiment, I think, underneath, and then pop these leaves out as well. All right, so we're going to build that. Hopefully I didn't lose anything. And there are tricks with vellum because you don't want to see the adhesive underneath. So you have to kind of work your way around that. So, all right, these are photopolymer stamps, and I'll need my piercing mat when I'm stamping my sentiment. And I need stamps. So I want to do, you're my everything, you make me smile. I really appreciate you. Let's do that. Let's fit I really appreciate you on there. I hope I can find it on here now. Wow, my eyes aren't working this early in the morning. Just can't get enough. I really appreciate, oh, there it is. Ooh, loud. Grab a block. And I think that I want to stamp this in my berry burst as well. Kind of stick with that. Actually, let's do it in fresh freesia. Let's find that color, because that's going to be the color. Where's that bubble gum? I keep calling it bubble gum. It's not bubble gum, it's bubble bath. Goofball. But that's not one of the colors in there. All right, so I'm going to tap, 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 practice on my piece of paper here. Oh, I'm going to like this a lot. I'm going to layer this right close to the edge because photopolymer, you can see where you're stamping. So I'm trying to position it to the lower portion of my tag, like so. Okay. And then we will set our ink aside. We are all done stamping and coloring. And now we can get a piece of, I want to get a piece of fresh freesia as well. Let me put these stamps away. Set this over here and grab my paper trimmer. And I'm going to cut a piece of this paper down to, I think I want to go 3.5 by 4 and 3.5, 4 and 3/4. And then I'm going to lay it on my paper like this or like this. I think I'm going to go this route, and this is going to be closer to the bottom of. All right, so far I'm loving this. Okay, so there's that. And let's grab some fresh freesia to pair up with this. I have to remember where all my colors are now. All my rearrangement of my families here. Because fresh freesia is in with the subtles. All right, so we want a piece of this. We're going to cut this down to our normal, let's go 5 1/4 by 4. And we're going to layer that here. I think I want to do some, I almost did some tearing, but I could. How about using the deckled rectangle just to give some added tearing look to go with the paper itself to this here. So let's go ahead and grab our bigger stamp cut and emboss machine. And I just have to find my little mats. I did not unpack everything from my class. Or did I? I may have. Oh, there they are. Sorry for not being so ready this morning. I went and got my hair done yesterday. That was exciting. All right, so we are embossing. No, we are cutting. So that was pretty cool. And I'm loving it. So I can't wait to share that with you guys in a video where you see my face. But today's not that day. Maybe later. Okay, so let's go with, I'm all kind of crooked. I'm going to zoom back out so you can see what I'm doing. I need to replace this plate. It's pretty gross. Okay, so we are going to... This is cut perfect, I think, for what I'm trying to do here. So again, that was 5 1/4 by 4, and I'm using the second to the largest deckled rectangle die. Perfect. And it gives it this really cool torn look on the sides of your paper. I also could do it with this one with another. I thought I cut that a little bit smaller, but I could take that down a notch and do the same. I might just do that. I love these dies. We used those during that class as well. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. So then you can see more of the fresh freesia underneath. So now that I've cut this piece at, well, you hate cutting into paper. That's pretty on both sides. It's 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. I'm going to come back in with my stamp cut and emboss machine and layer that back up to die cut that as well. I always tell you to come in at an angle when you have something that is, I don't need that, that is a straight edge so that you're not putting pressure on your die and your machine. And I forgot to do that the last time, so we'll make sure we do it this time. So you go in at an angle so it's not as hard on your machine or your die. All right, now we're good. Excuse me. All right, so now you have that effect on that as well. So now we can build our card. I'll keep that frame. I might use it for something. We'll set these aside. Put this back where it belongs, which is right here. And we are good to go. We can put our card together. Get all of our little bits and pieces. All right, so I know I'm really crooked and I'm so sorry. Zoom back in a little. Whoa. Okay. I wish the lighting was better in here. When I do my craft room, I am going to make sure that I have better lighting. All right, so I actually think I want to just adhere this right to the base of the card. Now remember, this is Berry Burst and this is fresh freesia. So I'm going to just use my Tombow liquid glue. and center that on my card front. Make sure my opening is where it needs to be. Okay. And I'm going to build my tag. I think I'll add this flush to here as well, but I think I want to add something. Let's see if we have, I'd like to put some ribbon on there that coordinates. Let's see, that's petal pink. I don't know if I have anything that coordinates. We're using, that's the yellow color. We have Azure Afternoon. This is that really pretty ribbon. I could use this to give it that blue pop. Why not? We have all these different colors in here. Why not just keep accenting and making those colors pop? Now this ribbon is actually 3 rolls that come together. Not sure if you're aware. They are, it's got the silver trim on the sides. It's Bubble Bath, Lemon Lolly, and Azure Afternoon. And it's the sheer ribbon combo pack. And it's item number 161635. Wow, I need to, I just had my eyes checked, but you wouldn't know it. I want to wrap this. I think my tag is going to go somewhere down there. So I want to wrap this around. This is way too much ribbon, but I'm going to wrap this around here. I don't know if I'm going to like it. Let's see. Let's actually, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to adhere this flat to the surface of my card base, and then I'll put the ribbon on at the end. So this is going to go in the center of that. Oops. Thank goodness it's Tombow, right? Okay. And I'm done with this for now. This I'm going to pop up, but I also want to be able to put this on. And I wonder if I could tuck it under. Probably not. I want to put this on and then add the other leaves. So, and I think it would look really nice right here or down here or in the center there. How about right here? All right, so I want to pop this up on dimensionals. It's a great tip and trick for you when you are at a class and you come back from your class or you attend an event to unpack all of your craft supplies before you start working again, so that you know where everything is and it's right next to you. Just a little tip and trick. All right, I am going to add these kind of towards the lower portion, hopefully. Add 3 dimensionals so that I can tuck in the other pieces. And I think what I want to do, no, I'll leave that. So we'll put this here. I really appreciate you. Right there. And I may or may not use a ribbon. I haven't decided. I'm going to come in and add this here. And I'm just going to put, hopefully this isn't going to be crazy, 2 little dots of Tombow in hopes that it works and doesn't show through too much when it dries. Now that's kind of popping up a little bit, but I'm okay with that, long as this stays on my card. So yes, 2 little tiny dots of your liquid glue work great for that. And then I'm going to come in and I'm going to add these other leaves underneath. I don't want to take too much away from what this paper is bringing into the picture. So let's go ahead and we will add 2 little dots, actually 3, and we'll add this to the card front. Right there. Oh yes, Tombow works much better for these. And these other ones, and of course you want to make sure you're using the right side, because I didn't for that one, because you can't really see the dots. So I oopsed that, but that's okay. Got ahead of myself. We're going to have a pretty card when we're done, and it wasn't really too difficult to do. This one's going to tuck in here. You can see it a little bit. And maybe I'll tuck the other one underneath. Make sure I got my dots showing really good. I think that's my issue. But just adding a little bit of vellum. I think it's too busy right there. So I'm going to tuck this one. Oops. I guess we'll tuck it right there since that's where it fell. These can be tacked down some too, I think. Just so they're not too pronounced right there. And I realize that it's dimensionals that are holding this on. But I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive there just so it's not, it doesn't get caught in a card or an envelope or whatever I'm trying to say. It may not stay. Okay, we might have to leave it. Because this is bumped up with dimensionals, let's grab some embellishments and see what I can use. How about the 2022-24 in color pearls? They're very pretty. I'm going to cut the edge. You hear me reference Rachel Tessman a lot. I follow her, and I have since I don't even know how long. But I learned that little trick of the package, cutting the package that way. And I do not have my take your pick tool out, so I am just going to grab, what did I want to use? The Sweet Sorbet is in this, even though it's not the color of my card base, it is in the Designer Series paper. So I'll just add those there just to give it a little added touch. And I think I'm going to bypass the ribbon this time around. But it would pair nicely with this card. I could add it up here just to give it a little extra, but I think it would take away from what else I have going on in the card. And then I can go ahead and add a piece of basic white to the inside. And I think I'm going to cut it the same as I did this fresh freesia so that I can have the same look on the inside, and maybe add a piece of this vellum to the inside to tie it all together. So there you go. There is that card and a few tips and tricks with coloring your vellum. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to subscribe and hit that little bell so that you get notifications when I go live here or post something new. I will be sharing this also to my Facebook group and my business page. You can find me on Facebook under MJ Shady Inkers, or just look me up as Mary Jo Snyder, Independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate all of you. Have a very blessed day. As I usually say, many Stampin' Blessings. I'll see you again soon. Bye.